What's up, y'all? It's your boy Marcus, and today we are going to talk about concealed carry. Roll that intro.
We talking about all of it. We talking about politics. We cranking the volume on all these albums, then we can talk about the outcome. Live on Marcus Talks. Marcus Talks. Marcus Talks. Marcus Talks.
All right, what's up, y'all? Today we're talking about concealed carry, and today I'm going to give you my top 5 things that you need to conceal carry every single day. I've gotten a lot of messages from new gun owners, people that are becoming curious about the Second Amendment, wanting to defend themselves in light of some crazy stuff that's going on now. So before I get into everything, I'm gonna safety check these firearms. These were already safety checked before the camera came on, but just for the sake of camera, I'm gonna do it anyway. They're in holsters, so we're gonna come out. How to safety check a firearm: you drop the magazine. There is a magazine release button right here, usually on the left side. Sometimes they're ambidextrous, but you go ahead and drop that. There are no bullets in the magazine. You'll see the gray follower there. Sometimes it's yellow, but just know that the gun can fire and it is still loaded even if you have a magazine out. So that's why you always take the magazine out first. Then I'm gonna go ahead and open up the slide and lock it back. And as you can see there, we are empty. So we're gonna go ahead and close it right back up, and back in the holster you go. And for the other one, same rules apply. Drop the magazine and lock the slide open. So I have 2 of my primary concealed carry firearms in front of me today, and these basically are going to be what I would recommend for anybody that is getting into concealed carry and firearms in general. If you're looking to carry and you really think that you want to carry, which I think everyone eventually will carry, but if that is your primary concern, is you want to carry out in public, you know, if you're going to the store, gas station, whatnot, you live in a state that allows you to carry and obtain a license, and you want to do that, then I recommend going for something like the Smith & Wesson Shield that I have here. This is the 2.0 version. Overall, I recommend getting a polymer striker-fired gun. A lot of people recommend, especially to ladies, revolvers. And revolvers are great, but especially those little snub-nosed 38 special revolvers, they kick like a mule, and they are hard to be accurate with. And plus, they only come with 5 shots. This comes with 8 in the magazine, plus 1 in the pipe. It is very slim. You know, that's a very small firearm there, and it holds 9 rounds. Now, there are other firearms like the SIG P365, the Glock 48, I think it is, that holds like 10 rounds, plus a 15-round magazine they have for it. Those are great. I know that for me, the SIG P365 and the Springfield Hellcat are just too small and they kick a little bit too much for me. The Shield, especially with the 8-round magazine, gives you a full 3-finger grip on it, and it works for me. Like I said, you got to get to a range that will allow you to shoot and rent firearms from them before you buy them. A lot of ranges will have a wall of firearms that are strictly for rental, and if you purchase their ammunition, you can take their firearms out on the range and try them out before you buy them. And so for those who are geared more towards just getting a gun for the home, I recommend something like this. This is the Smith & Wesson Compact, and this one is basically the Shield, but it's a double stack counterpart, so it is much thicker in just overall width, and it holds 15 rounds in the magazine instead of 8. So this holds 15 plus 1 in the pipe, so you got 16. And the cool thing about the Compact is it will take its older brother's, the full size, the 17-round magazine, so you could get 17-round magazines in this bad boy. For concealed carry, I would go towards Shield, P365, Hellcats, Glock 48s. Those are great for concealed carry. First gun overall, go for the Smith & Wesson Compacts, the Glock 19s, and the SIG P320s. Anything that is that 15-round polymer striker-fired gun. And for me, I stick to Smith, Glock, and SIG, but just make sure you get out and shoot whatever you're gonna carry. All right, now into 5 things that you need to conceal carry after you buy your first firearm. The first thing, and to some people it's super obvious, some people not, depending on the state you live in as well, is a concealed carry permit. I live in the state of Missouri. We are a constitutional carry state, meaning that you do not need a carry permit to carry a firearm in the state of Missouri in public. I got mine anyway because, first of all, you increase your legal awareness. You are there with firearms instructors and you can ask them about the laws and how the laws are updated, how often they're updated when new laws come in, about what police want you to do when you are pulled over. Some states require you to tell a police officer if you are carrying a gun. Some states do not. You need to know that if you're going to carry a firearm, you need to know your state's laws. And you can do that on your own, but a concealed carry permit gives you a lot of good basics of owning a firearm, the Second Amendment, and what you need to know going forward. So I highly recommend you take a concealed carry class. It really helped me get into the world without, because anybody could Google the laws, but when you do that, you get hit with a lot of information at once and it's hard to take in. It's good to have an expert there, someone that knows what they're talking about, that can lead you and answer any questions that you have to make sure that you're not confused going into this. Another thing a concealed carry permit does is it gives you reciprocity. So I live in a state, like I said, is constitutional carry. I can carry without a permit, but I am from Arizona. I travel sometimes. My concealed carry permit is honored in all of the states between Missouri and Arizona that I drive through when I go home. So I can carry in all those states, and my Missouri concealed carry permit is valid in all of those states. Whereas I don't know the laws in all those states. Some of them may not be constitutional carry. I might not be able to carry there without my Missouri permit. But since I have a Missouri permit, I will then be able to carry there. Another thing a concealed carry permit does, especially for me as a young minority now, especially in these times, is it gives me a lot of peace of mind. It gives me peace of mind knowing that if I get stopped by a police officer, that I have something to present to them that is credentials. To me, concealed carry license owners are the least likely people to commit crimes in this country, because what you have to do to get your concealed carry license is you have to pay at least probably $100 to take an 8-hour class. It's usually either broken up into 2 4-hour sections in 2 nights in a row, or you go all day on a Saturday or Sunday. You get all the paperwork, do all of the legal discussions, you take the target test, they pass or fail you. It's very easy to pass that test. You get all the legal knowledge, but the shooting test itself, at least how I took it, they gave us a 22 to shoot, and it was a piece of cake, so don't worry about that. Then you have to go to the police department and actually apply for your concealed carry permit. Now that you have your certification saying that you passed the class, you then have to go apply for your permit. You do another background check, they take your fingerprint and they keep it in the system there, and then a couple days later they call you, tell you to come pick up your permit. So these are people that spent over $300 and got their fingerprints in the system just so that they are able to lawfully carry a firearm in, whatever states are allowed. That just shows that you took the time to make sure that you're doing this right, and that you want to show, especially police officers, that you have credentials and background knowledge of how to safely handle firearms, and that, of course, you are not a threat to them. If I hand an officer my ID and a concealed carry permit and let them know exactly what's going on, hopefully that decreases the chances of something happening at that traffic stop or whatever kind of police interaction I am in, and that eases the officer's mind knowing that, okay, this person might not be out here to hurt me because they took all this time and money to go through the legal system and to get their fingerprint registered in the system to lawfully carry. So I think it is a huge peace of mind thing to get a concealed carry permit. Number 2 is you need a good quality retention Kydex holster. 2 qualities that you want on your holster is you want a good solid retention click, and you want adjustability. So what I mean by the retention is what you hear here. This is a holster made out of a really hard plastic that is molded to fit my firearm and my firearm only. So you hear this when you have a Kydex holster. You go all the way in, listen. So now you got the click. Now you got to do the blizzard test like they do at Dairy Queen. Blizzard test. This firearm is not coming out of the holster. These holsters, these are beautiful. These are from Vetter holsters. I got a nice cryptic camo on this one. Vetter holsters, they're based out of Florida. They could get you your holster in like 2 or 3 days. I'll leave a link to any products that I mention in the description below. So this is a Vetter holster, Vedder. Nice, solid, quality Kydex. And on here, I have a discreet carry concepts clip. It's really small, and it has a really nice steel clip right there that just hooks right onto the top of your belt. So I carry it right here. and this is on my belt, I can yank and pull and do whatever I want on this, and that is not coming out. Discreet Carry Concepts does a great job. They make a really good discreet clip, and it just blends right in with my belt or my pants or whatever I need to do. And it's really nice because it's tuckable. So I can tuck my shirt in right there in that little gap between the clip and the holster. For me, someone I gotta dress up for work, you know, I'm dressing nice on the weekends if I wanna go out for dinner or whatnot, you could just tuck your shirt in right in between there, and all you got showing is this little black strip right here. And I promise you, people are way too self-absorbed and looking in their phones. They're not paying attention to stuff like that. They're not gonna see that you're carrying. You don't gotta worry about it. So a nice quality Kydex holster. Do not get one of those one-size-fits-all holsters. And I would also stay away from leather holsters. The reason why I would stay away from leather holsters is because, like I said, this is form-fitted to the gun, to order. And this, you cannot squeeze that. I mean, a little bit, but man, when you are putting the gun in there, it is right in there every time. You don't got to worry about the trigger snagging on the edge of the holster, which we've seen. There was a viral picture that went around that some dude shot himself in the butt because he was going to reholster his gun and the leather caught on his trigger and he shot himself right in the butt. And it was nasty stuff, man. So make sure you get a good quality Kydex holster that completely covers the trigger guard right here. You cannot see the trigger anywhere in there. There is no way that you are going to fire this gun when it's in a holster like this. And that's why I usually carry a gun without a safety, because if you got a good quality Kydex holster, you don't need a safety on it. Number 3, the third thing that I think you need to concealed carry every day is a good quality gun belt. The reason why I say a good quality gun belt is because I believe the best method of carry is on body. I do not like off-body carry. I don't like keeping it in a bag or in a purse. The bag or purse could be stolen. You could leave it somewhere, and it's just cause for a lot of trouble. Whereas if it is on your person, you are in complete control of it at all times. It is the quickest, the most easily accessible way, the safest way, in my opinion. You don't got to think about it. You know what condition it's in. You know it's safety on or off. I always carry one in the chamber, so you know where it's at, you know what condition it's in, and it's on your body. You know, some people use belly bands, and that's fine, but on the waistband, I think, is the best way. So you need a good quality gun belt. There are 2 types of gun belts that you can get. This is the first kind. This is from Vetter, the same people that make these holsters. They make a nice quality nylon gun belt. And this is nice for, you know, when I'm wearing stuff like this, like my cargo shorts. But, you know, obviously, like when I dress up, it's not the most ideal. These are nice quality nylon belts, and they have a good Cobra buckle. And this is the Cobra buckle right here. Snaps into place, and that is, again, not coming out. And to take it off, you just hit these little tabs right there and pull it apart. Like I said, this is the heaviest duty type of belt that you can get. I mean, look at that, it's staying up by itself. And the kind that I carry with every day, if I have to dress up, if I have to be in a setting where, you know, my shirt is tucked in and my belt is exposed, I don't want people seeing this, you know, when I got my nice dress shirt tucked in. So what do? You get a hefty reinforced leather gun belt. I don't know if you noticed, there are no holes in this belt. This is how you tighten it. And so there's a little latch right here, and that's how you untighten it. It's got a track, and I think it's over 50 adjustments that you can make. So think of your standard belt that only has, you know, 8 or 9 holes in it, and this you can adjust by a micro inch. And so, you know, you always have that one belt loop that's too big and one that's too small. Not a problem with these, man. And like I said, look at that. I've worn this to weddings, I've worn this to work, and it is a beautiful brown stainless steel buckle, pretty much like a dress belt that, again, holds up on its own and can carry something like this 15-round compact 9mm handgun. This is another one I have from Core Essentials right here. You see it's got a little bar to mimic the holes, but it really does not have any holes in it. And if I want to tighten it, if I want to untighten it, just hit the latch. And these help because it's gonna help you hold up the firearm on your pants. It's gonna be at least half a pound to a pound that you're putting on your waistband and on your belt. So you're gonna need something high quality and reinforced to be able to hold that up, so you're not pulling up on your pants all day. The fourth thing that you're gonna need after you buy your first firearm to concealed carry is you're gonna need training. And I'm talking to myself here because your concealed carry permit class is not training. Training is when you are shown how to use your firearm in a defensive manner. Training is also not just going to the range and poking holes in paper while standing straight like this. That's not how the real world works. That's not how you're gonna draw your firearm in self-defense. That is not gonna give you a lot of real material technique that you're gonna use other than the mechanics of the firearm. Going to the range and poking holes in paper, that's perfect for learning like a basic reload, basic functions of your handgun, getting a good feel for the trigger, getting used to your handgun. That's great. Now training, that's where you draw from your holster. That's where you're shooting and moving. You're shooting around objects. You're learning the difference between cover and concealment, and you're learning about the mindset that it takes to be able to use your firearm in self-defense, and more importantly, what comes after, which leads me to my final and fifth thing that you need to conceal carry a firearm every day is concealed carry insurance. Yes, I said insurance. There are a few different routes that you can go when you get insurance, and you can look them up and do the comparisons yourself. But what I went with was USCCA, the United States Concealed Carry Association. And for about $30 a month, these guys have me covered from up to $1 million. I believe it's up to $1 million in civil protection and like $500,000 in bail money. What this means for concealed carriers is if you ever have to use your firearm in self-defense, you will be protected. Basically, if you use your firearm in self-defense, you pull out your phone and you call 911. You tell them, look, I was in a defensive situation. I feared for my life. I had to use my firearm. Please send the police and medics to my location right away. As soon as you're done with that, you pick up the phone and you call your concealed carry insurance. In my case, that would be the United States Concealed Carry Association. And I let them know that I've been in a defensive situation where I had to use my firearm. And what they do from there is they tell me, all right, when the police show up, you give them the least amount of information that they can need to handle the situation right there. You basically tell them you feared for your life and that you would love to cooperate with them as soon as you have an attorney on hand. Now, what United States Concealed Carry Association does is they have lawyers in every state that are near you. So once you call them, your plan kicks into action. United States Concealed Carry Association covers you from everything from your fists to your firearm. So if you got a bat in your car and you are in a situation where you are justified in using that bat in self-defense, United States Concealed Carry Association covers you for that as well. You have legal and financial coverage on everything from your gun to your hands. It's a really good tool to have in your arsenal along with your concealed carry permit that shows, hey, I took the time to gain this knowledge. I took the time to put myself in the system and get insurance. I'm paying monthly to get an insurance to make sure that I am holding myself to the standard of a responsible gun owner. I'm not in the business of being a law-abiding gun owner. I'm in the business of being a responsible gun owner. And I think that is very important in today's age. We need to be responsible gun owners, and we need to take a lot of ownership of what's happening in our country, especially with mass shootings. And I think the more education that's out there and the more that gun owners take the initiative to promote safety and to promote firearms knowledge and training, the further we can get as a society, the more that people are exposed to firearms and exposed to the ways of the Second Amendment and the knowledge that comes behind it and the purposes of it, they are less scared of it, and therefore they understand it better and are less likely to infringe on our rights. That's 5 things that you need to concealed carry a firearm every single day. To go over it again, you need a concealed carry weapons permit to increase your legal awareness, for reciprocity, and for peace of mind. Number 2, you need a good quality retention holster that covers the entire trigger guard, has locking retention, and I think one thing I did not mention is adjustability. I can adjust the ride height, meaning how high the firearm is in my belt, and I can adjust the cant, which is the angle that it sits at. You want an adjustable holster so that you can fit to your concealed carry setup exactly how you want it. Number 3, you need a good quality gun belt, whether that be a nylon belt like this one from Vetter Holsters, or a reinforced leather belt like this one from Core Essentials. You need training. Your concealed carry weapons class is not training. Poking holes in paper is not training. You need real defensive firearm training, and that goes for you too, Marcus. 5th thing that I believe you need is concealed carry insurance, because you get that legal and financial protection from everything from your hands to your gun. You get that peace of mind knowing that if something ever happens to you, that you're covered. I hope everybody stays safe out there. I hope everybody looks into the Second Amendment, protecting yourself. If you made it this far, this is Marcus Talks. Welcome to my show. We talk about firearms, we talk about politics, I react to music here. For anybody looking into the Second Amendment and looking into firearms, I suggest you follow Colion Noir on Twitter, Instagram. I hope you follow Maj Toure on Twitter, Instagram, Aaargo. I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I'll leave all the handles and everything down in the description below. Leave a like, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and peace out. Stay safe, y'all.
We talking about all of it. We talking about politics. We cranking the volume on all these albums, then we can talk about the outcome. Live on Marcus Talks. Marcus Talks. Marcus Talks. Marcus Talks.